Abbott.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to discuss briefly 4 of the bills before us today. As former chairman of the Middle East Subcommittee, I want to thank Mr. Deutsch and Mr. Wilson for their hard work on HRES 752, which I'm a co-sponsor. This important resolution reaffirms our support for the rights of the Iranian people and condemns the regime's crackdown on recent protests. The people of Iran have a right to hold their tyrannical rulers accountable for the economic stagnation that they have brought upon their country. Second, I'm a co-sponsor of Mr. Sherman and Mr. Zeldin's H.R. 2343, the Peace and Tolerance in Palestinian Education Act, which seeks to weed out anti-Israeli propaganda in Palestinian textbooks. Some Palestinians are willing to live side by side with Israel in peace, but there will not be peace, truly peace, until more Palestinians are willing to do so. And one step in the right direction is to stop teaching hate in the Palestinian schools, and these textbooks are a big part of that hatred. Third, I'd like to mention Mr. Series and Mr. Rooney's HRES 754, which I'm also a co-sponsor. This important resolution expresses our unwavering commitment to democracy and human rights in Nicaragua. The Ortega regime has brutally suppressed protesters, and over a year and a half later, no one has been brought to justice for arguably crimes against humanity. Ortega's lust for power and rank corruption proves he has long overstayed his welcome. It's time that Nicaragua had a free and fair election reflecting the will of the people to bring needed change to that country. And finally, I'd like to voice my support for H.R. 4331, the Tibetan Policy and Support Act of 2019, and I want to thank Mr. McGovern and Mr. Smith for their work on this important legislation, which defends the religious freedom of Tibet Buddhists by affirming the religious nature of the Dalai Lama's succession. The Chinese Communist Party is unwilling to recognize any authority beyond its own power, human or divine. We cannot live in a world where government, not people's consciences, determines how religion is to be practiced. With that, I would urge my colleagues to support these bills and many of the other bills, and I yield back.
Thank you.